before I start this week's meal prep, I'm gonna make a little cheat snack for myself as well as Alex. I asked him if he wanted one, he said yeah. So I'm gonna make these like little, I'm sure some of you have probably made these before, but they're like an English muffin and it's like a little mini pizza, right? I don't know why. I crave these things sometimes. I used to make them like my mom used to make them for us when I was a little kid, and like I really like them. And it's better than getting like a whole pizza or even a pizza from somewhere else. You can make them healthy, you can make them the way you want, you can add toppings, all that type of stuff. I keep mine pretty simple for the most part, but also if you want to skip this part and just get right to the meal prep, the groceries and the meal prep, you can do that as well. Just go to this timestamp or this time in the video, it'll take you right to the groceries and the meal prep, but I figured I would show it to you, so check it out. So like I was saying, before I get into the actual meal prep portion of the video, I kind of wanted to show you this little English muffin pizza that I made. So here are, kind of the steps. I'm not going to talk about each step, but I also wanted to say that I'm probably going to pull back on instead of doing 2 meal prep videos a week, because I do one for myself and Alex usually, or I'll do my sisters with that. I mean, I do 2 meal prep videos a week. It's hard for me to then do other videos to give this channel more variety, because like if you guys have seen the process that it takes me. If you haven't seen the process of how long those meal prep videos take, be sure to go check that out. But again, I just want to be able to also bring you guys other content like workouts and maybe a different recipe. Just there's a bunch of different content I want to create, and I just wanted to give you guys a heads up so you kind of know what's coming. So now I'm about to try out this little mini pizza.
I don't care. I don't care.
It's probably cool enough now.
Good?
Last episode of Last Chance You. Alright, so now getting into the actual meal prep portion of the video. Here, as always, is a quick shot of all the meals that I will be making in this prep. It is for my sister as well as Alex. My meal prep video I already did previously. There's a link to that in the description, but you can find all of the calories, the protein, carbs, fats, all that's going to be broken down in the description, as well as a list of all the groceries, so make sure to check it out. And I am doing this one slightly different, so you'll see that I weighed out about 56 grams of the rotini, or the noodles. That is for my sister, and then Alex is getting essentially an entire box of the noodles. Because he's eating a little bit more and he's eating more meals. And this one isn't split up into part 1 and part 2, mostly just because the way I recorded it. But in this voiceover, I am going to do my best to explain who it's for so you have a better idea. And also on the screen, I will be putting some of the seasonings and or marinades that I use to cook the food, in hopes to hopefully also help. So again, I'm just trying several different ways to make these videos and seeing which one comes out to be the best for the majority of people. Now I am doing the pasta salad again for both meals. It's just a favorite for him, for her, for me, and we all love it. And I have been playing with tweaks though. Also, you'll notice the editing of this video is slightly different, not as sped up. It's more just natural. I don't know. Again, just it's a little bit different. So make sure to leave feedback and let me know. But yeah, I've gotten down to where I think we found the best recipe for it. And this took weeks of playing around and trying adding some different vegetables, adding some different seasonings, and here in a few seconds you'll see kind of what additional items that I added to it. But cheese is one of the additional items I added to it. Maybe if you're trying to cut back on fats, maybe you don't want to add that, but I also add the avocado, which I didn't add the very, very first time I made it. And then I'm gonna be adding some beans to it, which I think really set it over the top. It makes it a little bit more filling. It makes it almost more of a complete meal on its own. Like for example, let's say you don't eat meat. Well, this pasta salad is a meal with adding in the beans. You wouldn't even need to add meat to it if you didn't want it. You would get enough protein from just the pasta salad, adding in beans and adding in another style of beans. So yeah, I know I get requests for like meal preps that are just for this type of eater, just for that, but you can take meals out of these preps and tweak them so that they fit your diet or lifestyle a little better. That's what I always try to preach in these videos, is you don't have to follow them directly. You can change these things up to better fit you, and by all means go for it. But once I'm done cutting up all of the cheese, I'm then just going to start divvying up, or I'm going to put some of the cheese and the tomato, the onion, the avocado, all of that into the smaller bowl, which is my sister's, and then I'm going to put the rest into Alex's. So again, when it comes to factoring the macros, I do my best using MyFitnessPal. Might not be perfect, but it's going to be close. And then you'll see that I have black beans, and these are seasoned, so they're a little bit spicy. Those set this over the top. I mean, that made it really good. So I highly recommend doing that. You do want to drain them first, though. Drain the juices out. Don't dump the juices directly into the pasta salad. And then I'm just using Italian seasoning, and I use some pepper. And I think that is the recipe for the pasta salad. Maybe one or two more tweaks here and there, but other than that, it's some good stuff, guys. Let me know if you've tried it and what you think. Leave a comment below. And then I have these turkey breasts for my sister, and Alex has the chicken tenderloins. So with the turkey breasts and the chicken tenderloins, I'm marinating them both in this Caribbean jerk seasoning. That Caribbean jerk seasoning, it's really good. I didn't really look at the macros on it that well before I bought it. Probably not the best one, but it tastes really good. So there you go. And then for the broccoli, I didn't show cutting it because you want to see me cutting up broccoli, watch any other My Meal Prep videos for the most part. And then also I have mushrooms in there. And for this, I'm just adding extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, and pepper. I think those are just really good seasonings on broccoli and mushrooms. So that's what I went with. And I just bake those at about 400 degrees for 15 minutes. You can broil them for the last 5 minutes if you want a good crisp on top. So give that a try. And then I'm making her flank steak this week. So she really likes flank steak. I mean, I personally really enjoy flank steak. It is a little bit more expensive though, so probably not the cheapest meat to go with if you're looking more so on a budget, but it's really good. And to season this, I'm going to use honey, lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, salt, and pepper. And then I'm just going to lather it, spread it around on there. And you would probably want to let this marinate longer. Obviously, the longer you let it marinate, the better, but I didn't let it marinate that long. It's okay. But then I just baked this in the oven at about 350 degrees. No, I did 400 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes per side. It might seem like a little bit long, but that's because she wanted a little bit more done. So that's more on the medium well side. And then I'm just cooking the turkey breast as well as the chicken tenderloins in the skillet. I would cook this stuff on a grill if it was more convenient. We just don't have a grill that accessible to us. Like our apartment grill is always taken. So it's just easier to cook these things on the skillet. So yeah, I just cook them on the skillet for about 8 to 10 minutes per side on a medium-high heat, 8 to 12 minutes. And then I didn't show myself cutting this up, but Alex has some top round steak, and I just cut it up into little pieces, and I'm using extra virgin olive oil, salt, and pepper. Again, I know I use very simple seasonings. It's just the way that I think the food tastes the best. If you guys want to add different seasonings, again, by all means, go for it. But it only took about 8 to 10 to 12 minutes to cook that top round steak. And then my sister here has these vegetable skewers. So I only cooked these for about 10 minutes with pepper, garlic salt, and extra virgin olive oil. And then those are done. And then I'm going to start weighing out the food. So again, in the description, you're going to find a list broken down of all the macros, total calories, protein, carbs, fats, all that's in the description. But I'm just splitting up the amount of pasta for my sister's meals. And it's factored that way. Again, I know it might not be the best way, the most perfect way, but it's going to be close. So just take it for what it is. And then I'm going to start to weigh out about 3 ounces of the flank steak to go with the pasta meal. Oh, and real quick, I realized I didn't talk about this. That stuffed chicken that I made in another meal prep, my sister did really like it. She's not a huge fan of mustard though, like the Dijon mustard. She would have rather had honey mustard. So that's the only thing that she said. Otherwise, she really liked that stuffed chicken. So if you planned on making that stuffed chicken in the other meal prep video, I would go for it because she said she really liked it. And then for her other meal, I'm just going to do the turkey breast, which is about 3 to 4 ounces of it. And then she's going to get the vegetables, the vegetable skewers, which is, mushrooms, zucchini, onion, and peppers. And I'm just divvying that up between the 2 meals. And then she only has 5 meals. Again, that's by her request. Then here in just a few clips, I will be moving on to the packaging of Alex's meals. So for one of Alex's meals, he's gonna have about 400 grams of the pasta salad. Again, you gotta keep in mind, it's the mixture of, it's got beans, it's got avocado, it has tomato, cucumber, so those all kind of factor into the weight there. And then he's only doing about 4 ounces of chicken with this meal. And the reason for that is because, again, the beans have protein in them. So that's where I was kind of saying earlier that you could almost do the pasta salad on its own. If you add in a little bit more beans, you'd have enough protein right there. But I added in, again, about 4 ounces of the chicken with his pasta salad, and this will most likely be his lunch meal. And then for his dinner meal, in just a few seconds now, he's gonna have about 180 grams, I believe, of the basmati rice. Again, I didn't show him making this, but I just made it in the rice cooker. So, or not the rice cooker, I just made it on the stove. And it's 180 grams of the, again, basmati rice. And then with this, he's gonna have top round steak, as well as the broccoli and mushroom vegetables, the little mix that I made. So for the amount of steak that he's getting, he's gonna have about 6 to 7 ounces of the top round steak for each of these meals. And again, this is dinner and or post workout. And I know I say this all the time, guys, but truthfully, let me know in the description, your guys' feedback on the editing or how you maybe want to see these videos better. I know one of the biggest things that I can do to make these videos better or possibly more appealing to people is to do different recipes. I am well aware of that. I do know that, and it is coming. But again, as I stated previously, those recipes do also take time, and it takes me trial and error and testing before I actually put them into these meal preps, because if they don't, I don't want to make an entire set of meals for whether it's my sister, myself, or Alex, and then we're like, ooh, this did not turn out good, and I just wasted all the food, and then I wasted, them not wanting to eat them, or, I made food that they didn't want to eat, and I don't want to do that. But yeah. And then here is a quick shot again of all the meals, and then that's really gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave feedback, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, and I'm out.